Welcome to the B2T show, where we empower Christian patriots with truth. This is Rick, your host. Here we are on Thursday, September 24th, and we're in the middle of a couple of boom weeks, and wow, have things been happening all week long as well as today. We have more news than we can possibly get through, but we'll get through as much as we can. It's going to be fun, but one of the most fun Q drops was pandemic, DEM, panic, all as one term with underlines, right? So pandemic, DEM, panic. And wow, we're seeing that right now where true information is coming out on the spine. And remember, he said only 1% of the indictments, or 1% of the corruption is spine, illegal spine. 99% of it is all the ugly stuff that hasn't come out yet. So it is the tip of the iceberg. 1% showing up is just the spine that people are coming on. And the spine, of course, we're only seeing a percentage of the spine too. We haven't seen come out to the public like the Trump spine, the spine on Roberts, the spine on Supreme Court Justice, the spine on justices at all levels. Wow. The hammer spine is only 1%. Can you imagine everything else that's coming out? This is bigger than you can imagine, according to Q. So let's get into, we're going to have a Kim Clement prophecy as well, and more news than ever. And then tonight, Gene is going to be on Backstage. So get that. It's a Q&A. That'll be the last one for a while because he's going on a 2-week sabbatical starting tomorrow. So if you need to get Q&A from Gene, get Backstage tonight. All right, let's start running through and see who all is here. It's been scrolling for quite a while. Looks like Proud Patriot was the first one on. God bless Patriots worldwide. Dan Sylvian, as a moderator, was on as well. Thank you, Diane, for your service. You're awesome. I can see some of your comments, and you're such a great supporter of me and a volunteer. Thank you so much for that. That really is special. Cosensi's on as a moderator as well. He might pop in for a few appearances, especially when we're talking about submarine stuff. And Lou is a moderator too. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Where are you all from? I see Mark from Australia. Legal Alien from Texas. I see Sheila from Arizona. Fun to see Montana. Baden, Texas. Arizona's in the house. Oh, just flipped all the way down to Utah here. Pennsylvania is in the house. Long Island, New York. I'm trying to go up now to see beautiful British Columbia, Central Alabama, Aussie, a couple Aussies here, Alabama. We got Browntown, Texas, Kansas, all. So Pennsylvania, Oregon, Costa Rica. Woo! Thanks, Warren, coming all the way from Costa Rica. Let's get rolling. And we are looking at the last drop we had on the 23rd we went through was the world is waking up virus or election. And I believe this is the Ingram Angle tweet. So that's what we reviewed yesterday. So the next one we'll get into, with a bunch of them that came in, is about all the firing to the FBI. It says 4755. So before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about security though. Did you see that Experian, where they hold your credit rating, right? Experian. The breach in South Africa affects 24 million customers. It's like, wow. The Consumer Credit Reporting Agency Experian just experienced a recent data breach that revealed the information of 24 million individuals and 800,000 businesses, exposing them to future phishing attempts. The best way to protect yourself from being a victim to attacks like this is to use your VPN. The VPN I use is Virtual Shield. Virtual Shield has a strict log policy, a strict no log policy, and it was built from the ground up specifically for privacy protection. Due to the recent pandemic, Virtual Shield is offering its service at 50% off to help customers in need to protect themselves, as well as a free 30-day trial. So this is kind of cool. This is the first time I've seen this combined, where if you go to virtualshield.com/blessed, again, virtualshield.com/blessed, and you have a special deal. If you pay for 2 years in advance, it goes down to $250 a month versus the $20 or $30 you can pay for good VPNs now that are easy to use and fast like this. And you can now start a trial for free and get both of best worlds. So again, go to virtualshield.com/blessed. All right, let's get into so 4755 shows all the FBI. Basically, the seventh floor is gone. Fired, 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 fired. And that includes James Comey, James Radicki, all the way down to Page and Strzok and all these different people who have been removed, and etc. It says tracking events. And it has a Fox News article here that's really interesting. It says Durham assumed parts of John Hoover's Clinton Foundation review. Wow, that's pretty amazing, because Huber was doing these reviews, right? And then there was all these rumors that there wasn't any prosecutions happening or something. But then the criminal investigation of Durham absorbed part of this. Then Attorney General Jeff Sessions directed Huber in 2017 to look at the Clinton Foundation. And so this is really putting some panic in D.C. Aspects of U.S. Attorney John Hoover's investigation into the Clinton Foundation have been assumed by the U.S. Attorney John Durham as part of its review into the origin of the Russia probe. Fox News has learned. A source familiar with Durham's investigation told Fox News on Thursday that parts of the Huber was investigating in 2017 involving the Clinton Foundation had been incorporated into Durham's investigation. In November 2017, then Attorney General Jeff Sessions directed Huber, the U.S. Attorney for Utah, and other senior prosecutors to evaluate certain issues involving the sale of Uranium-1 and other dealings related to the Clinton Foundation. Sessions tapped Huber after requests by Congress Republicans had been calling for the appointment of a special counsel to review the matters. So that's pretty interesting. I'll tell you what. Now, it says tracking events. Scope exceeds illegal spy campaign. Why? 7th floor FBI team removed, terminated. 7th floor is no more. Normal. What other investigations same team touch after outcome? I'm sorry, alter outcome. How are other investigations bridged to a legal spy campaign? Bigger than you can imagine. There is a reason why this was leaked today. The election infection cannot stop what is coming. Key. So the election infection is what's going on right now, but that's not going to stop what's coming. That's why they're still dropping all this stuff like mad. And we all hoped this was going to happen in January, and it was going to clean everything, and everybody would wake up and know that the Democrats were being held captive or were basically the puppets of this evil deep state. But now it's just starting to come out now. So, Gene, did you have something? Thought I might have heard somebody muting there, but I guess not. But anyway, this is really bigger than you can imagine. And it's real interesting when you look at scope exceeds illegal spy campaign. So that means that we are getting into the Clinton Foundation, Uranium-1, all these other things, and also to alter the outcome of the Uranium-1 investigation, the email stuff, all that. So that is a big revelation. Boom. 4755. Now we're going to 4756, and we see an Anon Ask Q. Red October coming? Red October upcoming? It's only a week away, right? So what does, here's where I need you, Gene. This is where Q says, make your depth 50 feet. Zero bubble. Q. And I saw some comments, and Gene can elaborate a little bit, but it basically said that's where a submarine is ready to fire. I don't know, it probably means
that's actually what they call coming to periscope depth, so in a zero bubble, so that you can get a good bearing on through the periscope to fire torpedoes.
Wow. So so that's a yes to Red October coming, I would say. Would you say, Gene?
Indeed.
Indeed. Yeah, right. Well, that's kind of getting exciting, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
That's 4756. And then 4757 here is a anon posting John Durham thing. It says, you can't hide truth. Durham is coming. This is Doug Collins tweeted that, right? I think we saw this yesterday, but he's going to amplify it a little bit. Durham assumed parts of the John Hoover Clinton Foundation. Oh no, this is from today. And then a anon took that picture and said, let the truth be told. Political spying illegal, less than 1%. Have faith in humanity. Q. So if political spying illegal is less than 1% of all the crimes, that means 99% of the crimes are other than that. bribery, treason, sedition, crimes against children. That is what's underneath this iceberg of crimes. Let the truth be told. And what does Q say? He amplifies on it by saying, it is the only way. Q. Whew. That is pretty cool if you think about it. It is the only way, the truth. That's what's going to happen. And the choice to know will be yours. That's 4757. Now I'm moving to 4758. Picture of Trump. And it says, the hunt is on. And it's basically taking, I think, this Red October thing. And it says, hunters become the hunted. It's got a picture of the White House there. So I'm not sure what, I think this is from the Red October movie where they've kind of taken that and kind of changed it up. And it says, below the depths of the DC swamp, the hunt is on. In the invisible war for the future of our republic, the tables are now turned. And now the hunters become the hunted. Patriots in control. In honor of Donald J. Trump, patriots, all Annas, and every member of the Great Awakening engaged in the hunt. Where we go one, we go all. Enjoy the show. Whew. So just reposted all by itself. He's basically saying, yeah, we are on the hunt. The hunt is on. 4758. Now we move to 4759. And look at this. This is an extremely recent picture on Air Force One, I would guess, because that looks like President Trump and a bunch of cabinet members or a bunch of people. I know that you could probably recognize some of these people. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 real key people. Some people are saying this is the QAnon team right here, or at least part of them. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but what we do is it says never forget those in the background. Q. So background, this is the back channel, maybe so. We know this is, why do we know this is such a recent picture? Look at this. On the TV behind it says Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg dies at age 87 following battle with cancer. So that was probably just a day or two ago when you had a picture that Q post, another undeniable coincidence showing that for sure. If Q is having these pictures that are, no, you can do a reverse image switch on this and you won't be able to find it anywhere, right? So if you just copy this and pull, in fact, let's just do it. I'll show you how to do that. So everybody watch. You go basically in the Mac, you go Control-Alt-4. So I'm basically doing a screen print. And I'm going to take a screen print of this right here. Boop. Okay, now that takes that picture. Now I can just say something. I'm just going to say Air Force One Ruth and then say image search. So I'll be able to find that. I know it's in my documents folder. So I'm going to hit enter, and now I know where that is saved, okay? Then what you do is you go to your browser, just a regular old browser, and this time, unfortunately, I go to DuckDuckGo, so I'm going to have to type google.com. Google reverse image search. I think it's right in the deal. So let's see if that, find related images and reverse images, Google help. Google reverse image search. So I thought it was right here. There's not a good link right to it right now. This is telling me how to do it in a mobile. Find images with Google. This just gets me Google help. Hopefully it'll take me to the reverse image search. You can tell I haven't done this in a while. But once you get to the link, Google Images. So go to Google Images. That's right. So you go to Google Images. Then you put you actually hit this picture button, and then you upload an image. So you find that image I just found. So I'm looking for that image, and I know it was in the documents because when I saved it there, right? Air Force One Ruth image search. So there it is. Now some people have already posted this probably, but probably not before today. So here it is. It went and searched all of possible related searches. Convention definition dictionary.com. See, it didn't find it. It would have a list of wherever it found that image if it found it. So it's basically talking about since it went to dictionary.com. So mystery solvent pages that included matching images. So down here, you can see this is see when this was put up. There's a picture that somebody just put up. Images by subject. So that was on some site there that they put the picture on. But in general, you're not gonna, if you go look and see when these were all put up, they're all put up today, is with my guess. You guys let me know if you think I'm wrong. But these are all the places that have put this picture up just recently. Versus if usually you're going to get thousands of pictures of a regular old image if you do what I just did there. Does that make sense? But that's how you do reverse image search. But you can see CJ Truth. This is all these people put it on Twitter. Here's this qag.news. That's us, what we're on right now. So this whole picture is pretty much only on two pages of stuff, which is basically all today. And so when you go back and look at the, and in fact, if you look, I think there's a way to, looks like it's not going to let me do it. There's a way you could look at only certain dates, like the, but anyway, that is what a reverse image search is. There's usually thousands of things that are on, if it's on the internet, it's all over the place. Look, it just went to 3 there. So people are starting to post this more right now. On Twitter, primarily, is where it's going on all today. So that is a unique image posted on the, first posted by Q. And of President Trump that nobody else has. Therefore, just another proof, Q proof, right there. That's 4759. Obviously, incredibly recent photo. Here we go to another one. This is interesting. This is a big long post. It says 4760, and it is Technofog. And Technofog, I believe, is being leveraged by the Q team. I believe a Q team person operates this. Tons of information coming out here all the time. It says, and it talks about the Adam Goldman New York Times report on Durham reviewing Clinton Foundation investigation. Number 1, agents, FBI managers seek subpoena of Clinton Foundation. Number 2, top DOJ criminal divisional officials deny request. Did Andrew Weissman deny the subpoena? In 2016, he led the fraud section. So this is what the corrupt Weissman, the pit bull for Mueller, the person that took down Anderson Consulting, the person, or Arthur Anderson at that time, I'm sorry, it was Arthur Anderson, and took out the entire people's careers and destroyed it on something that got overruled 9.0, so he just completely used dishonest tactics. And he continues to use illegal, what should be illegal, but they give this immunity to prosecutors. It's just really silly. That needs to change. But it says top officials in the Justice Department request a 2016 former senior FBI. Basically, and this is if you go to Twitter, you'll see this. In fact, it's probably right here. It's better to see it right here if you want to see those 2 pictures. You go to this Twitter, and that page does not exist. They already took it down. That is crazy. That's already been taken down. Because when I was preparing for the show, it was still up. Wow. So this is the Technofog thing. Let me try it one more time to see. Yeah, that page has been taken down. Looks like Technofog. That would be shocking if Technofog was already down. I'm going to go to Twitter and search for him. Twitter, if you just go to Twitter and you go to the search bar and you put the @ sign, and then you put Technofog. There he is. So if so he's still up. But it looks like some of his stuff was down. So this stuff's up. Interesting. I wonder if it's just a bad link. We'll find out soon, I'm sure. But report on Durham reviewing Clinton Foundation investigation. We saw all that. So and the Anon's asking Q any idea, and Q just posts a couple things. First, he posts a picture of a airplane. Well, you can do a reverse image search on this, and it goes to when these planes landed in Arkansas to go basically raid the Clinton Foundation, and came out with tons of cargo and boxes. Timing can be derived from picture. Anons have always known. Have faith in your research. Q. So what have Anons always known? He's talking about they've known that Weissman was part of this whole criminal area, I guess, or they've known that the Clinton Foundation's bad and that we raided it way back a year and a half ago or something like that. So I think there's a good discussion of this. That was a pretty cool discussion on the less than 1%. It will likely be crimes against children. This is why Q continues to repeat the phrase, have faith in humanity. I'm going to go to here. Yeah, this is what vote.co does. I'm going to refresh this. This says, hey, it's September 24th. This is the Q discussion. And it goes over all the Q posts, right? And then people comment on it. There's a couple good comments on here. this is interesting. All the events that we could track, and you can actually see everything that happened on the 15th. There's like all these things that happened, like 17 different things this day, 16 different things this day. This is the 15th, the 16th, the 16th, the 16th. It was 44 things of the 16th. Let's see all these events that are all positive events for the Great Awakening, if you will. Obama memoir to be released November 17th in 25 languages. That's 11, 17, 7 digits. Anyone? So Mueller team records failures extend beyond wiped iPhone. In addition to the 22 wiped devices, at least 44 iPhones contain 0 records, DOJ documents show. So this is just showing the corruption. That's the 17th. That happened on the 17th. More happened on the 17th. More happened on the 17th. Up to 75 events that are documenting of tracking events. Here's the 18th and the 18th. So if you want to track events, this dude is a good one to go check out. And I think on the look at this 20th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. I had 65 things on the 21st, but the 20th I think they had 25 things on the 25th, and it just keeps on going. But look at this on the 22nd. Page after page after page after page after page after page after page. Over 100 events. 100 events. So that is doing some pretty serious tracking events of the deep state being actually exposed. That Japanese firm develops the first UV lamp that safely kills the coronavirus. This is one of the 100 things that we don't have time to go into, but you'll have that in your show notes. So just go to blessed2teach.com, blessed with the number 2teach.com, and just sign up with your email. And every morning you'll get an email with the video, link to the video, no matter what channel I'm on. And then you also have all the show notes right there. Okay, so that's an interesting thing there. Now, if you keep scrolling down, what I like to do sometimes is what the next person say. If you see right here, that means there's another brand new post versus replies. So this is where it says, so I did a reverse image photo search, just like I was showing you before, on the Q drop of the plane landing in Little Rock, Arkansas 2 years ago. That was when they hauled away thousands of files from Clintons and their minions. But when I clicked the picture of the tiny eye, it took me to this thread. So he just started searching a whole nother rabbit hole about the QAnon anonymous group and how it really does support the Q movement. And so this, again, be interesting to see where this all goes. But the whole point is that reverse image pointed to the Little Rock, Arkansas planes. I think there's 2 of them actually that actually hauled off tons of cargo 2 years ago. That's what we've known for a long time. Anons have always known, I believe. And then the first question was, timing can be derived from the picture. Have faith in your research. So all these Anons have been doing all this awesome research. I did want to find that technofog thing. Let me see if I can find this. This is the Adam Gold thing. So we're going to see some of this in a bit about all these new Flynn documents and these text messages that are just hilarious. But let's see if we can find some more technofog things here. Did Steele primary sub source lie to the FBI? That again was 2 hours ago. So you can see all this stuff that he's dropping. So make sure you're following technofog. You're going to get all kinds of things. Here's that Flynn defense memo, includes the following exhibits: notes from Strzok and McCabe, FBI analyst messages, more Strzok page text. So we get a lot of information. He has a whole thread on that talks about. I think that was 5 hours ago. Because all this dropped today. Tons of DECLAS dropping right now. Here's discussions of the Flynn investigation. Here's some people texting that say, we put out traces, tripwires to community and nothing. The guy says, bingo. Then they say, that was what? So what's the national security letter going to do? No content. So then we're going to get into this in a second. But you can see that there's tons of stuff that got dropped. Here's a 6 hours ago of drops. Here's some more drops of these text messages that came out. And here's the Clinton Foundation one. This is what I wanted to show you. So here it is. So here is, this is the one that the link was bad. And so that's what I already read to you. That's what Q posted. And here's the pictures of these 2 things that were in the Q drop. On the left is the full picture. So it says top officials of Justice Criminal Division denied a request in the 2016 from senior FBI managers in Washington to secure a subpoena. Agents who believed they had enough evidence beyond the book, including a discussion that touched on the foundation and was captured on a wiretap in a unrelated investigation. So they had plenty of stuff to investigate the Clinton Foundation, but Weissman closed it down. And here he is, the Chief Fraud Section, Criminal Division, Andrew Weissman. So basically, we had all kinds of criminals in our government during the Obama administration. He criminalized and weaponized the entire thing. And Q basically is just answering him and saying timing can be derived from the picture, and that's what I just showed you. Those two pictures show clearly, yes, Andrew Weissman is the one who used the fraud department to kill investigations of his political friends, basically the cabal. Anons have always known about the plane and the Clinton Foundation. Have faith in your research, Q. So we know that the Clinton Foundation is one of the biggest criminal enterprises, just like the Trump video said way back in before 2016. Tracking events? Question mark. Here's another event Q wants us to know about in 4761. Believe it, we're getting close to 5,000 drops. Here's Donald Trump says, and he quotes, Trump was right. Explosive new FBI text. Detail internal furor over handling of crossfire investigation. Newly disclosed internal FBI notes and text messages detail the event of the FBI's desire to take down Trump and his associates at any cost. And there we have Comey and Obama and his AG that was corrupt as well. It's like, wow. We see all this, and there's a whole Federalist article on this. So now this is hitting the mainstream media, right? And so this is an interesting thing. Federal Bureau of Investigation agents tasked by fired Director James Comey to take down Donald Trump during and after the 2016 election were so concerned about the agency's potentially illegal behavior that they purchased liability insurance to protect themselves. Less than 2 weeks before Trump was inaugurated president. Previously hidden FBI texts show. Woo! Can you imagine that? The explosive new communication and internal FBI notes were disclosed in federal court filings today from Sidney Powell, the attorney who heads Michael Flynn's legal defense team. We all went and purchased professional liability insurance, one agent texted on January 10th, 2017. Was that 10 days before he was inaugurated? The same day, CNN leaked details that the President-elect Trump had been briefed by Comey about the bogus Christopher Steele dossier. That briefing of Trump was used as a pretext to legitimize the debunked dossier, which was funded by the Democratic National Committee and the Clinton campaign and compiled by a foreign intelligence officer who was working for a sanctioned Russian oligarch. So this is actual truth reporting right here. Holy crap, an agent responded. All the analysts too? Yup, the first agent said. All the folks at the agency as well. Can I ask who are the most likely litigators? An agent responded. As far as potentially suing y'all? Haha, who knows? I think the concern when we got it was that there was a big leak at DOJ and the New York Times, among others, was going to do a piece, the first agent said. While all the names of the agents responsible for the text are redacted, the legal filing from Powell, quoting communications from the Department of Justice, states that the latest documents production included handwritten notes and text from Peter Strzok, Andrew McCabe, Lisa Page, and the FBI analyst who worked for the FBI's investigation of Flynn. Agents also said they were worried about how a new attorney general might view the actions taken against Trump during the investigation. Shortly after then, Senator Jeff Sessions was confirmed to be Trump's new attorney general. Congressional Democrats, media, and Obama holdovers with DOJ immediately moved to force Sessions to recuse himself from overseeing the department's investigation against Trump. That was one of their backup plans, right? The new AG might have some questions. Then yada, yada, yada. We all got screwed, one agent wrote. So the whole FBI upper 7th floor was a bunch of corrupt criminals that were doing the bidding of the cabal. The FBI agent also discussed how the investigative leadership was consumed with conspiracy theories rather than evidence. Exactly right. And so here's another text. It says, I'm telling man, if this thing ever gets FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, there are going to be some tough questions asked, one agent wrote, and a great deal of those will be related to Brian having a scope way outside the boundaries of logic. So the whole thing was way outside the band. So now these texts are just beauties. It's a boom of disclosure. This is probably one of the largest ones I've seen as far as completely exposing the FBI during a time as a bunch of spies for Obama. Redacted is one of the worst offenders of the rabbit holes and conspiracy theories, an agent texted. I'm sure that's probably struck, I would guess, right? This guy traveled with that guy who put down third guy as his visa sponsor. Third guy lives near a Navy base, therefore, basically just trying to, and then here's actual, you can actually click on this and it'll give you a blown up version of exactly what each of these, and again, they redacted who was talking about it, but you know exactly what time, what day. So this is October of 2016. Several checks showed that in order to close the criminal investigation against Flynn came as early as November 8, 2016, the same day in 2016 of the presidential election. It was later reopened in early January of 2017. So basically, they knew they had no evidence on Flynn. They had all kinds of exculpatory evidence to show he was not guilty, even though they did a legal spying on him. So they legally spied on him and couldn't find anything, right? Then after they were going to drop it with all the orders to close it, and they reopen it instead. That's what the seventh floor, criminal seventh floor, does. We have some loose ends to tie up, and we all need to meet to discuss what to do with each case. I said shut down Razor. So Operation Razor was the operation against Flynn. One agent texted referring to the Crossfire Razor, the FBI's internal code name for the investigation of Flynn. So, it looks like should have just kept reading. No. So glad they're closing Razor, an agent responded. The new disclosure made by DOJ also shows the FBI used so-called national security letters, the NSLs, to spy on Flynn's finances. Unlike traditional subpoenas, which would require judicial review and approval before authorities can seize an innocent person's property and information, NSLs are never independently reviewed by courts. One of the agents noted that the text messages that the NSLs were just being used as a pretext by FBI leadership to buy time to find dirt on Flynn after the first investigation of him yielded no derogatory information. The decision to NSL finances for Razor bought him time. That's what one agent said nearly 2 weeks after the initial order to shut down the anti-Flynn case. It was not known to whom the agent was referring in that text. Here's another text. What do you expect to get from the NSL? An agent texted on December 5th. We put out traces, tripwires to community and nothing. So they couldn't find anything on him. Bingo, another FBI agent responded. So what's an NSL going to do? No content. Ha ha ha, this is a nightmare, an agent said. If we're working to close down the cases, I'm not sure what NSL results would do to help, one agent wrote. Exactly. That makes no sense, an agent wrote back. This whole thing was a setup of using a legal means to spy on Flynn, to spy on Papadopoulos, to spy on Page, that gives them the two-hop rule, to spy on Trump, spy on everybody around Trump with no ability for these innocent people to even defend themselves. That's called a third world country. It's called weaponizing your political operatives. The supposed new text messages also show agents believe the investigation was being run by FBI officials who were in the tank for Hillary Clinton. Here's another text. Doing all this election research, I think some of these guys want a Clinton presidency. One agent wrote on August 11th, shortly after the FBI Clinton opened the Crossfire Hurricane investigation against Trump. In one series of texts sent the same day as the infamous January 5th Oval Office meeting between Obama, Biden, Comey, Sally Yates, and Susan Rice, one agent admits that Trump was right. That's what this whole article's about. Trump was right when he tweeted that the FBI was delaying his briefings as incoming president so they could cook up evidence against him. As the Federalist first reported last May, at January 5th meeting was the key to understanding the entire anti-Trump operation run out of Obama's FBI. The intelligence briefings on so-called Russia hacking was delayed until Friday, perhaps more time needed to build a case, Trump tweeted on January 3rd. Very strange. So there's Trump. Trump was right on January 3rd, 2017. Whew. That is amazing, isn't it? So Razor is going to stay open? One agent wrote on January 5th. Yup. Another FBI agent responded. Crimes report being drafted? F. The first agent wrote back. What the world and how Obama briefing went? One agent asked, referring to the January 5th meeting. Don't know, but people here are scrambling for info to support certain things, and it's a madhouse. So they're trying to make up evidence that they didn't have. This person uses the J word, the Jesus word in vain, unfortunately, and says, so don't do that. That is, I learned before I got into the Bible that was a soft swear word, right? So don't use the Lord's name in vain. But it says, Trump was right. He goes, my goodness, Trump was right. Still not put together. Why do we do this to ourselves? What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? Well, they're satanic pedophiles is the problem. And a lot of the people, these lower ranks, don't understand that they're satanic pedophiles. But that is exactly what the 7th floor was. A week later, the FBI agents also wrote that they suspected that the illegal leak of top secret information about Flynn's phone calls with Russian ambassador to the U.S. Sergio Kislyak to the news media came directly from the White House. You hear that? Obama, directly from the White House. FYI, someone leaked the Flynn calls with Kislyak to the Wall Street Journal, agent wrote. I'm sorry to hear that. Another FBI agent responded sarcastically. I'll resume my duties as chief moral officer and rectify that. Published this morning by Ignatius, complete clown in the media. And agent said, referencing the January 12th column for the Washington Post, writer David Ignatius, that included leaked top secret information about Flynn's calls with Kislyak. It's got to be someone on staff, an agent wrote, presidential daily briefing staff or White House seniors. So there they all are. This goes on and on and on, guys. I could do a whole nother show on all these. There's massive amounts of texts that were released that are basically declassing the criminal FBI that Obama was instructing. It's exactly what was going on. 4762 gets into not long now, Q. And sometimes you don't know exactly what that is. And so what he was actually replying to, I just think he's talking about not long now, justice coming. But sometimes you can go to this direct link and this goes, and you can sometimes figure out what they were trying to reply to. The way this update says, it looks like it's just going star, 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 not long now. Remember we had that star countdown where we had like 3 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, but he put 3 stars there. Sometimes, not long now, somebody else was saying. So this is back in 8chan, which I'm not real good at. I need to get better at. This is now the 8 Coon board, right? Just want to make sure you knew that from this qag.news, which is what I'm using, qag.news, because they took down our favorite site, as you know, that was qanon.pub. So that ended up being a Citibank senior VP or something like that was running that site, and they actually put him on paid leave, showing that he broke employment rules or something like that. That's like, whoa. Oh, that's 3 stars Flynn, people saying. That's a good point. 3 stars Flynn, that's what that is. So 3, not long now, Q. That makes a lot of sense. These people are stupid. This is the last one I saw. We got another. Oh no, I guess we got 2 more here. So 4763 says, it said techno fog again. It says these people are stupid. Pandemic, dem panic, Q. That's what I put for my thumbnail this time. Exactly what's happening. Why are they panicking? Because the truth is coming out about the criminal Obama administration. New Flynn docs. 11/8/16. So glad they are closing Razor. 12/5/16. Disagreement with getting Flynn financials. We didn't find anything. This investigation is a nightmare on 12/5/16. 1/5/17. After Obama White House meeting, Razor is going to stay open. And there was a whole thread on all those, and that article so he just summarized Technofog a lot of these type of things, and does even a better job than what I was showing on the article. But great work. Follow Technofog and retweet his stuff, because this is getting truth out to a lot of people. It's going to be hard for them to stop this DECLAS from getting out to everybody. This is 4764. It says Midnight Riders Ride Information Warfare Q. And that's where I ended. Let's see if we got anything else since we've been on the air. 4764. Oh, all right, we hit it. I got a little bit more news. I wanted to get to a prophecy from Kim Clement, so I'm not going to be able to go to even half this news. Let me see if I can jump to see probably where I was. Florida AG Moody Bloomberg's $16 million felon voter donations. You cannot directly or indirectly give anything of value to persuade or entice a vote. So there's at least some people going to be paying a visit to Bloomberg, who bailed out all these criminals, and basically were minority felons. And he just thinks they're all going to vote Democrat. So who knows, if they can have an internet connection, they might be watching shows like this, and who knows, they may not be voting for Joe. Here is an Article 6 of the Constitution clearly states no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. This is our great moderator, Lou, who's done many decodes, and so he's just showing that I think that Lou's saying, hey, that Amy Coney Barrett might end up being the Saturday announcement, and they've already, Dianne Feinstein and everybody, they're going to attack her based on her religion. So what Democrats have done to future Justice Amy Barrett is unconstitutional. And our nation was founded on a deep respect for religious differences. Our country includes Episcopalians, Congregationalists, Quakers, Catholics, and more. To ensure a strong republic, our founding fathers included an explicit ban on religious tests in Article 6. So we'll see how that works out. Interesting stuff. Thanks, Lou, for sharing that with me on Twitter. I think this could instantly turn to military courts because John Roberts might be the first major arrest. Talk about freaking people out. Now, if you want to really, really freak people out, because Mark Taylor talked about that this president would replace 3 Supreme Court justices. And later he came back and said, now God's dealing with them, it's actually going to be 5. And 2 of them are going to be, one's going to die, and 2 are going to be caught in corruption. And I'm pretty sure John Roberts is going to be one that was caught in corruption. So it could be even more freak out if 2 of them actually get replaced. That would be pretty interesting. And here's another tweet that says, why would 12 potential Supreme Court nominees meet with the Obama White House the week before atoning Scalia's murder? What did Loretta Lynch and Clinton talk about on the tarmac? So look at, there it is. 12 potential Supreme Court nominees met at the White House a week before with Obama before Scalia's murder. Is that not interesting or what? So here's the logs for that, etc. So again, more DECLAS coming out. Somebody says, Helpless to teach, it's General Flynn. I don't know if Juanita, what you're talking about right now. I'm on a different topic, I think. Here we are with Sarah Huckabee saying, if you divide the year 2020 by 666, you get 3.0330. If you want to donate to Joe Biden, you text 30330. Woo! So go do that math. A lot of people went and did it. It's like, that's scary stuff. So let's go to this. Caught red-handed woman who rented the U-Haul full of weapons in Louisville may have ties to Soros. So this whole Breonna Taylor decision Wednesday that caused all those problems and people shooting some cops and all that, there's also a U-Haul that was rented out that had massive stuff in it. The U-Haul was filled with shields, riot gear, signs, and weapons. It was rented by George Soros-connected bail disruptor by the name of Holly Zoller. According to the Rights Group, the U-Haul employee leaked the logs that showed She was the one who rented the truck. The log shows that Zoller picked up the truck on Tuesday morning and was supposed to return it Wednesday morning, but she never did. At the time of the photo, the status of Zoller's reservation is late not returned. The late fee is going to hurt. Zoller works for the Bail Project, an organization designed to combat mass incarceration by disrupting the money bail system one person at a time. According to her bio on the project website, she is also founding organizer of Louisville Books to Prisoners. Now, what connections does Zoller have to Soros? According to the Right Scoop, the community outreach director Dolores Canales was a Soros Justice Fellow. While there has yet to be direct confirmation that Soros is funding this group, it is all too coincidental. There's a good chance that the billionaire investor and philanthropist is either directly or indirectly involved, but he will have to wait until the full truth comes out. So that is interesting. This was actually a Hannity news article that was summarized pretty well there, I thought. But caught red-handed, woman who rented the U-Haul full of weapons in Louisville may have ties to Soros. Woo! Pretty cool. Here is Sean Davis giving us some truth on Twitter, saying, who among us has gotten kicked out of the Navy for snorting cocaine, knocked up a stripper, preyed on a brother's widow, and collected $3.5 million in secret wire transfers from the wife of Moscow's former mayor? This is another big, huge... obviously, the media in the press conference didn't ask this question, right? But yeah, the OAN reporter did. So this is a Daily Wire article. And again, tweet it, get it out there. This is the time as being a midnight rider. Don't identify yourself with QAnon. Just get out there and start passing on information, passing on truth to get around the control of the mainstream media, the fake Hollywood executives that are controlled by the cabal, and are professors in the universities most controlled by the cabal, as well as obviously the 6 mainstream media people that not only includes the TV but also all the newspapers, all the magazines, you name it. Here's Jack Finn saying, "Be not afraid." What's he say? Sometimes a storm is needed to clean out all of the snakes when the warring is not heeded and there is nothing left to take. But what a beautiful black sky uncovering their lies. Sweet revenge takes time. Where do you draw the line? Nothing can stop it. It's on the way. This is lyrics from J.T. Wild. Is that not cool? One of our he's always on the Shady and Matrix show. He's got great music. I follow him. I've talked to him live on the phone before. I was going to get him on the show, just didn't work out with how busy we both were, etc. But good guy. Love his music, and he's got a bunch of red pill music, if you will. And what does Jack retweet? Technofog. And there's a whole thing. It's got more lyrics here and more lyrics here, and shows that guy holding the American flag in the storm, right? So, and there's a lot of other people jumping on here playing the storm, the calm before the storm video, and a lot of other stuff under here that is kind of fun to watch. Wow. We could go for 2 hours tonight, but we need to start wrapping up and get into the prophecy. Here's Donald Trump saying, cheating on unsolicited ballots by political hacks or anyone else is against the law. We are closely watching. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens. And here, as expected, MSM didn't ask a single Hunter buyer question today, but Chanel stepped in as usual. There she is, not wearing a mask, asking honest questions. Only honest person in the White House media room. Here we have Godfather 3. It's going to be biblical, paramedic says. Powerful Vatican cardinal resigns amid scandal. So here we have some more Vatican downfalls going because of scandals. It's like, yep, it's happening right now. Hey, so get all the show notes of everything I just showed you. Make sure you just go to blessedteach.com. If you haven't visited there yet, I'd really appreciate you go checking out the new website, blessed with a number 2 teach.com. And right here, you can get the show notes. And when you get them, you're going to get the source information. And all the show notes will be right there with the video every morning U.S. time. So that would be a great time. For those of you who want to do the last Q&A for Gene before he goes into sabbatical, go join Backstage right here. Just hit join Backstage. Make sure you do this before the end of the month, by the way, because the price of that is going to go up. We're putting a lot more content into the site, so you're going to save more money if you go into the Backstage tab there. We did start the course today. STWI, Sharing Truth with Impact, starts today. I think we haven't officially closed down the cart. You can sneak in real quickly, but people are actually going through the course. If you bought that course, by the way, all you do is log in, go to STWI, and you can and the courses are there. An intro thing, and I think there's 7 lessons to take for the first week. We'll probably have a live call to review that material Saturday, and I was thinking Tuesday, but it looks like that's the bait, so I'll probably move that to Wednesday now. So those are some of the events you can look forward to. That's the courses tab on Sharing Truth with Impact. It's going to be fun. Over 100 people in the community now are going to be working together and sharing information. That community is going to be the best part of that course. A lot of other stuff there. Yeah, if you want to send me an email, you can go to contact us right there, and that'll allow you to send me a quick email right there. All right, so let me get into this prophecy by Kim Clement. It's a long one, so I'm probably just going to read the bold ones. Now I'll go ahead and read the whole thing. It looks like we can get through this. It's about 6 paragraphs. 1, 2, 3, I guess 4 larger paragraphs, maybe 5. And then we're getting to Galatians 5, 22, and 23, one of my favorite verses that I learned to sing with my kids that I was coaching in basketball. So let's look at this at a Christian league. Here is Kim Clement. This is in March 25th, 2011. So we're all the way back to 2011. And he says, I see a present that shall come, and this shall not to speak bad about this one. And so this is 2011, so you're talking about Obama, unfortunately there. There's a present who will come, and God says, he will have absolutely no fear. Absolutely no fear. He will be decisive. He will make decisions. And then, in the middle of the restoration of America, rapidly because of a source of energy that shall come quickly, and because of medical breakthroughs, and because of agreements between nations, specifically China, God said, they shall say, we never dreamed this would happen. They said that this is Japan would never happen. So that just points toward declassifying all the cures we're talking about with medical breakthroughs. Free energy of Tesla maybe coming out. Interesting stuff that could be coming out here soon in his, probably most likely his second term, obviously. Next paragraph. God says, listen to me. As the beginnings of the restoration as it begins, there shall be a woman that shall rise up. A woman that shall be strong in faith, virtuous, beautiful in eyes. Her eyes shall be so beautiful. Her eyes shall be round and big. I have crowned her, says the Lord. As I crowned Esther. And the people shall receive her. She shall have the oil of gladness on the pain, for the pain and the mourning that has taken place, and she shall pour out the oil. She shall pour out the oil on this nation. And God says, healing shall begin, and then it shall flow rapidly. Schools will be free from potential damage and danger. Shootings and murder, drug addiction. Cartels shall be afraid of a woman anointed by God, a woman set aside. I'm going to decode each one of these as I go. In my opinion, that's Candace Owens. I've been saying that for 2 years now. If you just see her gorgeous round eyes and how awesome she is in the Blexit movement and what she's done there, it's phenomenal. Some people are predicting that she will be future vice president and will be I believe in some type of position where she's going to be helping take the cabal down and bring healing to this nation. So I believe she has some awesome upcoming role. But it could be many other people. You let me know down below in the comments what you think, who you think that woman with beautiful eyes that the cabal is going to be afraid of, and she's bringing healing to the nation. That is going to be interesting. And God says, they will say, we hated her, but now we love her. For she shall take the oil of healing and shall pour it upon the scars of those left and those right, and of the new party that has come forth and emerged, where they shall say, Christ will reign, and we shall not implement socialism at all. Where they have said, we will make history without God. No, you will not. No, you will not, says the Lord. For I choose this nation before it was founded. I chose this nation before it was founded. Before anybody came here, I chose this nation, all 50 states, every one of them, to send my gospel to the entire earth. Do you think I've changed my mind? Therefore, the healing that is necessary for this nation shall come at a time in the middle of the presidency. Woo! What do you think about that? Lou's saying Ivanka or Owens? I think it's Candace. I think, the Ivanka Owens ticket is a prediction. Ivanka president, Owens as vice president, I think is one prediction by somebody we know real well. But anyway, look at this. The middle of the presidency is talking about here in this fourth paragraph. That would mean if Kim Clement is a real prophet, that Trump's going to win because the middle of this hasn't happened yet, right? So sometime pretty soon, I believe Candace Owens or some other woman with beautiful eyes that the cabal is going to end up being scared of, that's going to bring healing to this nation that people hated and now they love. To me, that's perfect. The Blacks Up movement, where Candace Owens has people that love her now, but she has 60% of the black people still hate her, right? But 40% are love her. And then I think that's going to now, as a new party, they break down this fake Republicans and fake Democrats, and they bring in the Patriot Party, right? What I've been talking about for 2+ years, the Patriot Party, right? But whatever we call it, it's going to be a new United States that unites us around biblical values and what Clement says here around Jesus, right? That is pretty cool. Christ will reign, and we shall not implement socialism at all. Whew. Beautiful thing. And that's just an amazing thing if you see how close we were to the brink of destruction, how all our kids have been brainwashed that socialism is good through our corrupt professors in the universities. We have so much cleanup to do. We can be so busy. That's why this Sharing Truth with Impact course we have is going to be followed by the Cultural Impact System, which is going to help you understand what your calling is, what God's calling you to, because there's going to be a lot of openings as we clear out this exodus of people will leave that want socialism. That's going to happen. Then we're going to have all the criminals get arrested. There's going to be thousands and thousands and thousands of them. There's going to be open positions, and we need, as red-pilled Christian patriots, to go take those positions and bring righteousness back to this country and this world. It's going to be an exciting time. Let's listen to the last paragraph. It says, there shall be a woman that shall come, and God says, there shall be oil that shall be poured upon the nation, and they shall suddenly feel the healing, and they shall say, it's well with my soul. It is well with our soul. For the soul of America has been corrupted. The soul of this nation has been corrupted with bitterness and anger. And God says, she shall say, no more bitterness, no more anger, no more division. And she shall pour the oil that shall come from the Spirit of the Lord himself. If you as a nation believe, if you as a nation want this, lift your voices and shout one more time and say, yes, yes to Esther, yes to Esther, yes to Esther. Whew. That is Kim Clement at his best on March 25th, 2011, I believe, accurately predicting what's going to happen in 2021 and 2022. We are going to see a truly United States as this cabal goes down. And somebody like Candace Owens is going to be in there bringing the cabal down and bringing us back to United States and bring healing to our land. And that means more people are going to be united on the fruits of the Spirit, which Galatians 5:22 and 23 talk about. It's my Bible memory verse. If you just go to BibleMemory.com or download the Bible memory verse on your phone, you can see my 68 verses by going to Blessed to Teach. That one's a TO. My website's Blessed with the number 2 Teach. This group there is before I had switched to that standard, so it's Blessed TO Teach. But let's look at this. Galatians 5:22 and 3. I learned this, and they changed one word in the newest NIV, so instead of forbearance, we use patience, right? And so this is the song that I taught my 2 kids as well as all my basketball team at the Christian basketball camp. It was so fun in this little program. But we all listened to these tapes to memorize scripture. And this was, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. Galatians 5:22 and 23. And that was the little thing that we memorized. I can't sing worth beans, but it was fun, so fun to just be able to memorize and get that in your heart. So not only do you have BibleMemory.com, you can do little songs like that as well, right? Again, it's Galatians 5:22 and 23. So just the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against these things there is no law. Galatians 5:22 and 23. So I just want to see that once you get your word in the heart and you get a little jingle sometimes, you can memorize pretty hard things, and that would be like the 9 fruits of the Spirit. So understand these nine fruits of the Spirit. This is an important time to know His word. Get that word in His heart, in your heart. It's vital. That's what Amanda's warned us of. Know His word through the word of the actual word of the Lord that she gave. She had another one on the McFiles live that I listened to tonight, and I just didn't have time to prepare. I'll read that tomorrow night, so come on the show. Very powerful word again, with telling us that we need to be involved. God's looking to us to be involved here at a crucial time as He reveals evil everywhere. With not only this DECLAS, there's going to be other things that are going to be coming out that I think is going to blow us away. With that, join us backstage. Gene's going to be doing his Q&A. Again, blessed2teach.com. Blessed with a number 2teach.com. Go to Backstage, and you can buy a Backstage pass there. And you can hear Gene do the Q&A tonight to the Backstage. He did a 5-hour show for Gene Unleashed. That's phenomenal. Only go there if you want to get into really deep stuff. There's a course there. You need to take around 9 lessons, about 5 to 8 minutes each, 5 to 20 minutes. I did one that's a little longer. That you want to listen to before you listen to the Gene Unleashed 5-hour Q&A. Okay, so if you join Backstage and upgrade to Unleashed, make sure that you watch the Seeking Truth teaching series. It has a lot of Gene's teachings of the higher level stuff before you go into Gene Unleashed and listen to his Q&As there. But anyway, we really appreciate him, and we're so awesome. We're so happy that he's finally taken his 2-week sabbatical that he's been trying to take for quite some time. We really appreciate Gene, and I want to pray for him right now. Heavenly Father, just thank you so much for Gene's service to this community. Thank you for the information he's provided, and he's providing worldwide right now, and the coordinators he's created that are even doing more research and getting us more information. We actually bless him on a sabbatical and allow him to just enjoy that time off, and that you refresh his soul. You know, he's seen some pretty bad things lately. Lord's been attacked in major ways. So refresh his soul. Lord, I pray for that refreshing soul also across anyone who's listening to my voice right now. You refresh the souls of everybody listening to me right now, and you will allow them to understand and be able to still in your voice. You'll be able to hear how you are calling them specifically, Lord. What do you want them to do? Do you want them to be in sharing truth with impact of the culture impact system? Do you want them to be joining Backstage? How do you want to use them? Who do you want them to touch? How are you going to use them in a mighty way for your kingdom, Lord? Let them know that. Lord, please protect the children. Please end this evil. Protect the white hats at this point in time. Heal our land, Lord. We will turn from our ways. We repent for our land sin. We repent for our personal sins. And we ask you to heal our lands in the United States and all around the world. We say these things in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen. All right, guys. We love you a ton. And to tell you what, that was a pretty awesome amount of DECLAS that we just got to see. It's like, wow. Here we go. Pandemic to DEM panic. God bless you. See you next time. You've just listened to the Blessed Teach Show. You're now empowered with the truth. Don't miss the edited short B2T clips on a new channel called B2T Clips. A big thank you to all the supporters on Patreon and PayPal. You are truly appreciated. For the links to these sites, as well as links for show notes, Backstage with Blessed Teach, training courses, and more, visit blessed2teach.com. That's blessed with the number 2, teach.com. God bless, and be sure to go empower others with the truth.